Hello? Steve, are you there? Steve? Hello? Anybody?
Oh, hello. Oh, we are live. Oh, my goodness. Okay, we are live. Wow. Hey. Okay. Long story short. Sorry about that, guys. We are live here. So if you want in the link to get in, go ahead and if Dave will be so kind, can you take care of that, my friend? Real quick. I don't want to have a long hangout on this. I just really want to quickly touch on the takeaway from G-Man's Hangouts and the reasons. I understand it's very difficult to ignore these people. I get it. We just had an hour-long hangout on the efficacy, which, by the way, is a word. It's a word used in business. It's a word used in the Journal of Business. It's used in many, many different research papers. Efficacy deals with ethical issues. But we had an hour-long hangout on the efficacy of dealing with morons. And I think it went really well. I think it was informative. It didn't touch on everything I wanted to touch on, only for the fact that I still think that there's an ethical issue to be had when you're dealing with somebody with substantially low IQ, right? And I'm not trying to be demeaning to them. I'm not trying to say that when that somebody has a very low IQ that they shouldn't have the right to say what they want. But at this point, we know these people are subpar, and I think it's gone from just entertainment value and lulls to are we picking on some people that are mentally deficient? And I think there's an ethical concern there, but that's what I kind of wanted to talk about last hangout. We didn't get that far, so maybe we can bring it up. But anyways, the takeaway from G-Man's hangout, and yes, PZ, I know this is the concern. Do we talk about these people or do we don't? If we don't talk about them, do they fester? Because I'm very much against people telling people don't get chemo for cancer treatment. My brother died of cancer. He lived 10 years longer because of radiation therapy and chemotherapy. Had he not had those, he would have died a decade earlier. And this is what every doctor has said. So for G-Man to go out and tell people that things like chemotherapy causes more cancer, chemotherapy is worse than the cancer itself, yeah, I have to take pause to that, even though I'm not by any means an expert on chemotherapy. I know enough or in cancer to know enough that what he puts out is complete bullshit. And the things that I took away from this particular hangout, one, he doesn't know what amygdalin is, right? He doesn't know what laetrile is. He's advocating that vitamin B16 is a vitamin, which is not. Vitamin B16 is not a vitamin. It is not required for life. You can go your whole life without it. It is definitely not a vitamin. It was actually marketed as laetrile back in the 70s as a cure for breast cancer, and people got sick off of it, and women died because they didn't get the medical attention they needed. They listened to quacks like G-Man, and they died. This is not something I'm pulling out of my ass. You can go back and look at this stuff if you don't remember living through the 70s like I did. And I'm sure PZ is quite familiar with this. People died because of this, because they didn't get the help they need. The second thing that he had said is that he said that Rutgers University gave him a degree in nutrition. Now, the only thing I have to say about that is, why is it he's always asking other people for their certifications, their degrees? I mean, when I said I went through Naval Nuclear Power School and graduated, he asked for mine. I showed mine. Many people have seen my 4.0 average from college. They've seen my dean's list. I've provided all that. I got no problem with that. Big deal. But he said he has a degree in nutrition from Rutgers University, and he doesn't seem to know much about nutrition. But why doesn't he produce that if he's asking the other people to? Isn't that kind of hypocritical? And I don't even think 2 years. I think Hannah's right. I don't think Rutgers is even 2-year university, is it? Can you even get associates or something from Rutgers?
I don't know.
I don't.
I'm not really sure.
And the other thing, PZ says, that she tried to he had his aunt try to sneakily feed him ground up peach bits because they had laetrile in them. And yeah, I mean, I would be like mortified if somebody took apricot seeds and crushed them up and tried to feed them to me. I know from experience back in the 70s, my mom was really into this topic a little bit, and she didn't buy into any of it. And good thing she never had breast cancer, but this was a big thing back in the 70s. Now I know it's not illegal to sell laetrile. It is illegal to sell it across state lines, and it is illegal to market it as a cancer cure. However, the Federal Trade Commission had actually said that is against the law. So there probably is an associate's degree for nutrition. I just know if Rutgers has it. And why doesn't he produce it? And he changed it before. Didn't he once say he had a certificate? Wasn't it a certificate in nutrition? And then now it's a degree?
Well, he keeps waffling on that one, Steve, I think.
Does he? I'm just wondering what piece of paper he has. I'm thinking, I'm not kidding here. I'm not trying to be a funny. I literally think he probably took one of those 10-question test off the internet, and then you print it out or something.
Yeah.
You're a certified genius if you can answer these 10 questions. I think that's kind of what he did or something. I don't know. But a certificate is not a degree. A certificate is a certificate.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my takeaway. And the other thing to be brought up is obviously, once again, I publicly have to denounce G-Man's misogynistic, sexist attitude toward women. I am the epitome of not a social justice warrior. For me to get triggered, it's saying something, right? I'm no PZ Myers, no offense, PZ, but PZ, he's much more in that social justice stuff than I will ever be. But holy crap! I mean, there's even a line of demarcation that I have to go, oh shit. G-Man, you are a sexist person. You are a misogynistic person. You constantly degrade people because of their gender. That, to me, is the definition of sexism. How is it not?
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know where to go from here, right? I don't like talking about G-Man. I won't do it on my channel. I tried not to last time it came up, but I really wanted to avoid the names. I wanted to talk about the behaviors I see from certain people. But on this particular channel, the Great Debate Community, we talk about everything. So, where do we go from here? What do we do? I mean, we obviously have to fight against his clearly unscientific approach to cancer cures. And I've asked numerous times in the live chat, I said, look, if you think that you can cure cancer, then why don't you set up your own little back alley B17 treatment? Save a lot of lives, be rich and famous. Now, you don't give a shit. You don't have a medical license, and you don't care you're dispensing medical information without a license. So why does it matter if you practice it without a license to you? It seems. I mean, I'm not advocating, and God bless him for not doing it. Right? I'm not saying go out and do it, but the question does remain: why not? Why isn't he not doing this? Nicola, I mean, you were pretty staunch on this as well, I think. So where do you think we go from here?
There's nowhere really to go. We know that G-Man is full of fucking shit.
So what about the people that don't know that yet?
They will learn it inevitably. Like, it's kind of rinse and repeat at this point. Some of them it takes a little longer than most. Took Beckle a little longer than did most people. Took Zulu a little more quickly than others.
Oh, he backed down from a lot of shit, didn't he, Zulu? I gotta admit. Zulu, when he came to this, remember when he came to the community, he was fire, brimstone, sexist, misogynistic, and the whole 9 yards. I saw him back away quite a bit from the backlash he got. Did you?
Yeah.
Okay. G-Man's too stupid. He's literally incapable of seeing the backlash here.
Well, part of it is people approach this kind of community with the anticipation that it's the atheist versus the theist, as opposed to no, it's just people who actually care about the discussion and people who are assholes. And as a result of that, they identify with people who happen to align themselves with some artificial background of their own, and everyone else tells them that no, this is how it's going to go down. Eventually, they are going to turn on you. They are going to ostracize you. They are going to demonize you and put blame upon you. And when it inevitably happens, we just sit there and go, "Told you so."
Yeah, but I mean, like Tyler makes a good point. I mean, he says the people that don't know that G-Man is full of shit after listening to him for 10 minutes are too stupid to understand you explaining why he's full of shit. Fair enough, I agree. However, is that a reason to have these people have a death sentence to themselves? If these people are so stupid that they listen to people like G-Man and they get this, they go for alternative medicine in lieu of actual, treatment. Do they deserve to die? I don't think so. I don't think they deserve to die from being stupid. I don't.
Nobody deserves to die because of misinformation, even if they accept it on themselves.
Right, I agree with you.
I think the person who's more responsible than the person who's stupid is the person peddling it. Is the woo peddler, and the person who's because it's in my mind that's a con. Because at some point, somewhere back there, somebody knows it's full of crap. Somebody does. They know it's full of crap.
Well, somebody does somewhere down the line, but often the problem is that most of the peddlers are themselves the people who are taking it.
Well, yeah, there are dupes.
It's kind of like that saying that Aaron Raw used to have, is that you can be the deceiver and the deceived
at the same time
if you're a creationist, but you're either one or the other, or both at the same time.
Well, I obviously hold the deceivers higher accountability.
Well, you would, because they're kind of the top of the pyramid in that case.
And
G-Man is definitely, he falls in the deceived category. Like, I actually posted on Dragonoff's channel a while ago that I don't actually think that, given G-Man's evident limited ability to actually like have any sort of self-awareness or other awareness and be able to reflect upon his own actions, I don't actually think that you could legitimately hold him morally accountable for anything, because he has basically the moral sensitivity of a 4-year-old.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Oh man. So this goes down that whole efficacy issue. Look at, I
Ethicality.
I don't like, no, I use the word efficacy. Look, I still think we can hold him accountable just because he is emotionally on the level of a child. And that includes his moral landscape, I think, is very, very malformed. But that doesn't mean he isn't responsible. Matter of fact, it's really weird because he thinks, I think he's noticing a bump in his numbers. They are going up. Let's be honest here. I think he's thinking that is a response of people agreeing with him, because that is what he thinks. But I have asked around, and I'm telling you, I'm not seeing a big push of people that are agreeing with him. Matter of fact, I think a lot of them are distancing themselves from him on this, even his own crew. So, but I mean, I think he's just doing it for the views. I mean, okay, he's not doing it just for the views, but I think that he's doing a lot of this because he knows it brings in attention, and he thrives on negative attention. And I think that's unfortunate because, when you're peddling that kind of misinformation, it's not the same as peddling flat Earth. It's not the same as peddling Earth creationism. Now, I think they're bad in themselves. I do think they hobble one's ability later on in life. I do think they're dangerous. Don't get me wrong. But this is peddling death, and I'm not going to stop calling him a death merchant. I'm not going to stop calling him a death peddler, because that's what I feel he is.
Well, so part of the problem is that I have about what I said is I disagree with myself on it from time to time, and because just in that hangout and like nearing the end of it, he was saying that he had the degree from Rutgers, and then I commented in the side chat that he has no degree, and he says, "Well, you have to prove that I don't have a degree." I said, "Well, you said you took 2 years of college. I just looked it up on Rutgers, what it requires to get a degree from there. Guess what? It's 3 to 4 years.
Oh,
you don't have a degree."
So it's self-evident then. If he says he had 2 years of college and he needs 3 or 4, I know he's not good at math, but I think the rest of us can figure out that
at the bare minimum, to get an associate's degree, you would need a 2-year program, and that's going full time in some colleges.
So why didn't he just produce the paper? I mean,
because he doesn't have one.
But he's asked other people to.
Well, it's because G-Man isn't interested in discussions. He's interested in putting people under his foot, right? He's interested in defeating people and grinding them into the dust. And so it doesn't matter what you're arguing with him about. I could sit there and say that, hey, the Bible talks about a global flood. And he'll go, oh, how do you know it wasn't a local flood? And I can just turn around and ask him, are you saying that it would be appropriate to interpret it as a local flood? Well, no. Well, then why the hell did you disagree with me?
It's because G-Man's a fucking moron.
It's because he's an idiot, and he looks for any point that he can contradict somebody on.
I
could sit there and say, my dick is bigger than his, and he would say, prove it. And I'd tell him to whip it out, and he would chicken out, kind of thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what it is that you claim. He's going to contradict you on it.
Yeah, he has that worldwide Federation of Wrestling kind of mentality. Yeah.
Which just in turn reinforces my idea that he has the emotional and moral maturity of a 5-year-old.
Yeah, really quick. A creation today is actually Eric Hoven's thing. Kent actually dissolved himself of that. He was peddling it for a while and helping Eric peddle it, but since their fallout, from what I've seen, he no longer has anything to do with that. He doesn't have much to do with anti-vaxxing either, since Mary left him.
It might have something to do with the cease and desist order too.
No, because Eric still peddles it.
Well, I'm surprised because the
Yeah,
FDA
Eric still
sent him
peddles
a
it,
cease and desist.
Yeah, I thought the FDA already tried to fuck up his whole shit, but
They did.
I guess
They
not.
sent it a cease and desist, but I think if you go to Creation today, last time I went to there, they were still peddling it. So he wants to check on that recently. There might be some new things.
Isn't that illegal?
No.
What?
Yeah, you can actually sell Laetrile. You just can't sell it as a cure for cancer or sell it across state lines. And they walk the line finely on that.
But
I
aren't
think
they
they overline
selling
myself.
it as a cancer treatment?
No, they don't actually come out and say, take this and it cures cancer. You know.
Mm.
And I'm pretty sure that PZ says they're still selling it. I'm pretty sure they will. You know,
No,
do you think Eric
what
gives a shit
happens
about a cease and desist? Come on.
What happens is they have an ad. On the Laetrile site, they'll have an ad for a book that goes into how it is a cure for cancer. But that book,
that was what they got him on, right?
But see, that book is sold by a separate company. It has nothing to do with them. It leads to it, right? So it's kind of it's a slippery slope,
right? But I think they're making the argument because it is attached to it, and there's a material attachment via the link that they can say by extension they are advocating that it's a cure.
Yeah,
I think that's the causal relationship they're trying to make, because they're right. They don't say it's a cure on their page. They say it's a nutrient. And by the way, if you didn't notice, G-Man would not answer the question: is amygdalin something required for life? Do you need it for life? Is vitamin? I mean, I think that a vitamin is something you need to survive. Without it, you will die.
Right. Well, that's like when you have a vitamin D deficiency, your doctor gives you vitamin D.
Yeah. Well, have you ever heard of a vitamin 17 deficiency? Honestly,
no.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Okay. Wait.
As far as I understand, sorry. Go ahead.
I was about to say, G-Man was talking about something about water not being a nutrient, and that's stupid. I don't really understand.
Well, okay, here's the thing. Look at, I did not correct Doc Savage. Okay, I sent him a lot of stuff, and I think he kind of agrees now, and he's saying thanked me for, but that's not a correction. From his point of view, from a biochemist point of view, he's looking at it that way. Okay, he's just looking at it from a different perspective. I'm looking at it from what I learned about nutrition. I did take health in college as another course that I took. Basic, college stuff, right? We all take health courses, and I just happen to remember that water is a nutrient because it's required to be for life. It's a substance that we needed for life. And then when I looked into this, everything that I found affirmed that. Even PubMed said that water is an essential nutrient. Everything I found said that water is an essential nutrient. Okay, but that's maybe from a nutritional point of view. From a biochemical point of view, Doc Savage might have a point, right? It all depends how you look at it. But see, they don't understand these myopic details. They don't understand the nuances of these arguments. G-Man just is black and white, right?
Yep.
I do personally think it's a nutrient, essential nutrient. Somebody else doesn't have to. It doesn't matter, right? It makes no difference either way, depending on how you want to define an essential nutrient.
Water matters, literally.
Well, yeah, we all agree without water you die.
See,
I think that's kind of a given.
And there's a disconnect here with water being a nutrient. Water is a solvent.
Yeah, it's a universal solvent.
It's a universal solvent. It's carrying the solute, which is the nutrients, the water soluble nutrients, which are not DNA.
Degrades in it like DNA.
I was going to say, which is not DNA, into your body. Because if it degraded DNA, you would melt like the Wicked Witch of the West when you drank it.
That explains that. Wow.
Yeah, this is why I can only drink water that's been homeopathically diluted by not water.
Yeah, right. And actually, somebody had asked this, and I actually found a PubMed publication on it. There is a publication called "Is Oxygen an Essential Nutrient?" Just when he said, we need oxygen for life. So you can actually make the argument that oxygen is an essential nutrient.
You could make that argument.
Yeah, this is the PubMed publication on. I'll find it for you later. But
your mitochondria need it to help you metabolize and make energy so you can live. Yeah.
Yeah. Think about it. Well, I mean, you got to have, without oxygen, you're not going to metabolize anything. You're not going to produce ATP, right? You're going to die. So
yeah.
Your brain is a nutrient.
Your brain is a nutrient. But I mean, I think you water down these words to a point where they no longer have meaning. But if you look into Wikipedia, they do break it down: amino acids, proteins, fatty acids, stuff like that, vitamins. But I think it's more of a nuanced type thing, right? And again, I'm not a black and white kind of person. If you want to think that water is an essential nutrient, go for it. If you think that is not, go for it. Either way, honestly, it doesn't fucking affect my life.
Right, because you still got to drink it to stay alive.
Exactly. It's not a hill I don't think anybody should give a shit to die on. I just don't. I don't care if somebody thinks it's not an essential thing. I just was pointing out to Doc Savage that there in the literature there is sources that will say that water is an essential nutrient. That was my only point to him. I wasn't trying to correct him. I certainly wasn't trying to tell a PhD that he was wrong, and I never would approach it that way.
Yeah, because nobody in this community is a stickler for definitions.
Because what I would think, except for like us, but here's the thing. Look, there's a way to approach a situation like that. Knowing Doc Savage and being friends with him and have the utmost respect for him, am not going to approach him going, "Hey, motherfucker, look, you wrong, bitch." Right? This is not the approach I take.
That's exactly what those two did.
And that's exactly what they take. I say my approach is more: look, they're going to take this and run with it, and here's what they're here's what I found. This is what they can find, and therefore they're going to make these videos saying, "Oh, look, Doc Savage is a PhD and he doesn't know this shit." Well, that's not the case. It's obviously not the case.
On a side note, I think being a stickler for definitions can be a good thing. Like if we were trying to say a common thing is debate evolution, and we went by Kent Hovind's retarded definition of evolution, we would never get anywhere.
Sure, no, I understand that, but there's certain definitions that I just think you can go either way on, and I don't think it really matters.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there could be.
I mean, again, I'm a stickler for definitions when we're having a conversation with each other. I want to be on the same page with somebody.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's kind of.
I'm not saying anybody has to have a universal, definition bank they go by.
Right, and as long as you understand, as long as I understand what you mean by saying when you say something, and you understand what I mean when I say the same word.
Absolutely. And by the way, alcohol is definitely an essential nutrient. I think
it is.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
especially when G-Man is involved. Especially when
exactly how I was sober through that, I don't know.
I don't know either.
I can't. It's just alcohol and my stomach. I puke of 2 beers. So I don't really like to drink very often, but I do like a little brandy in my coffee. But it's usually about a half a shot.
You puke on 2 beers.
Yeah, I'll puke if I have 2 full beers. Yeah,
I'm not.
I was a wimp.
No,
I have a bad stomach. People know that now.
You gotta understand, Max. When you get older, your tolerance for alcohol goes back down.
Yeah.
You get this sweet spot between your 25 and 35.
Oh God, could I drink back then, dude? A fifth of Jack Daniels and me in a weekend were fun times.
Sounds like an excuse to be a wimp.
Wait till you're 45.
Yeah, wait till you're pushing 50, buddy.
I'm never gonna push 50
with ulcers and esophageal problems and all this other crap. Yeah,
then you won't drink so much.
You won't drink.
A bottle of wine will do you.
I'll be 25 for my entire life.
Yeah, and you'll keep your entire head of hair too. Believe that.
Yes.
Have fun with that.
Yeah,
I don't have a head of hair. I'm feathered.
We don't want to destroy the kid's, opinion of his future, his false beliefs.
All right.
But that's why I do like drinking more like scotch or whiskey or something like that because it's a sipping drink, right? Because beer drink a lot faster and it makes my stomach a lot worse than if I just have some sips of whiskey.
Well, there's some stuff in beer that'll just mess your stomach up anyway.
That might be true. Beer. It's called beer.
Besides the alcohol, I mean.
Yeah, PZ's like 61. No problems with alcohol here. So PZ Myers is basically saying he's a lush. He can drink all the time and not no, I'm just kidding, buddy.
Thank you, PZ. You might be the rule and not the exception, unlike Steve.
Exactly. I'm no PZ Myers. That's for damn sure.
Anyway, I'm not going to lose my hair. I have a crest on my head of beautiful feathers.
Oh, since I've got PZ in the live chat, did somebody that we won't mention get a hold of PZ Myers about something that we won't mention? And did PZ Myers tentatively agree to something we won't mention? How about that? Is that vague enough?
I'm going to say yes.
Okay.
Is it in that place you put that thing that time, Steve?
Oh, that was fun. I
remember that one thing.
That thing in that place on that time that we had. Yeah.
Going on that one website at that that was
great.
Speed.
Doing that thing,
over and over again, repeatedly. Oh, yeah. That was amazing.
This could be taken so sexually.
Okay, PZ doesn't know what I'm talking about, so I'll have to talk to him later.
You're the one that
Just
has goat
again
legs.
and
You need to
again.
shut up.
Bitch, do you know what satyrs are famous for?
Goat legs.
No,
Yeah, no, I'll get with you later.
constant erections.
Oh, boy.
This has gone completely sideways, Steve.
Let's fix this. All right, let's take it back to where it started.
Okay, let's fix it. So real quickly, by the way, Wednesday, if you guys don't know, and it goes to this whole should we engage with morons? And I don't want to call Drain as a moron, but he's a flat earther, and all flat earthers are morons. So
that makes him a moron.
Yeah, I know. I hate saying it, but it does follow, right?
Well, then let me say it.
Not really. It could have been that he was just one of the people who jumped on the flat Earth bandwagon and decided, "Ooh, I can make money from this," and in turn didn't make enough money from it. Lost, couldn't pay his rent, and ended up having to actually live underneath a bridge, which is appropriate for a troll.
Isn't that kind of what a moron would be?
Also, that's kind of also moronic, but trying to peddle the flat Earth for money, it doesn't just make you a moron; it makes you a fucking asshole.
Yeah. But anyways, we have him. We have Wednesday, 8:00 Eastern time. It'll be on the Non Sequitur show. It's going to be Jeranism versus Jesse Kowalski on geodesy and surveying techniques and things of that nature.
Oh, you mean the Jesse that worked with Soundly on the...
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That should be good.
Yeah.
You better invite Hogtie to that after show.
Oh, it's on.
Is Reds
going to
be on there?
He likes to do that kind of stuff. What's that?
The after show?
Yeah, we'll have an after show on there, I'm sure.
Okay, yeah.
But it'll be on this channel.
Hogtie will be invited, as well as Reds.
Well, hang on.
And so will I.
Snowed in. One of the reasons Hogtie hasn't been around is that he has been facing severe weather conditions.
Yeah.
He's
so
snowed in.
But
damn, where's that global warming when we need it, right?
It's actually a bit of a consequence of global warming.
Yeah, ironic, isn't it?
Weather at this point of the year.
How much snow you got up there right now?
That's the joke.
Yeah.
How much are you snowed in up there?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I heard it's pretty bad up there.
It's fucking fun. I get to just sit around, and I'll sit on my porch and watch people go sideways down the street.
How cold is it?
That sounds like fun.
Plus 2 degrees.
Okay.
If you shoot a BB gun at them, they'll never know.
No, we do that. What we do is we leave a bike on the street corner, and when someone goes to steal it, you shoot them with a paintball gun.
Oh, that's fun. I would do that. Yeah, I would do that.
I saw people leave a bike on the sidewalk, and then they attach it to a string, and when people try to steal it, they fucking fall off. It's great.
Hey, Old Scratch has a really good idea. You should try to get Betsy DeVos, Steve.
Oh. Is that the educational chick?
Yeah.
It's the person that we all don't want her to have the job she does.
You mean the chick that has no teaching experience, no credentials,
the
no
woman
education?
who's never set foot in a public school?
Yeah, that chick, the one that bought her position because she's got like $1 billion and spent like $6 million to Trump campaign to get a position that she's woefully unqualified for. That chick?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Somehow I don't think you're going to get the secretary.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I never heard of her.
Somehow I don't think you're going to be able to get the Secretary of Education to agree on to come on to Non Sequitur, but you might.
Well, you know what? We are getting a lot of. We're making progress. We're doing okay. Not going to
lie. I mean, Non Sequitur is essentially at this point named after Trump. If you've ever watched one of his speeches.
You know what's funny, Nicola? I swear to you, anybody can go test this out. Don't believe me. Just go do it. Go to Google and type in the word moron, and then type image. Look at the images.
I'm doing it right now.
Tell me what 90% of those images are.
You want to know what a drinking game we made at work was?
Nice.
Who is it? What is it, Max?
It's our moron in chief.
I am not kidding. When I was looking on stuff for moron and I want to get an image, you type in moron and you go to image. Pretty much every single image is Trump. I'm not kidding. Go look.
Yeah. I mean, I got a homeless man here with like 3 inches of snot hanging out his nose.
Yeah, I saw that one too.
Yeah, but at least he's not
roughly appropriate considering how orange he is, and carrot and moron is Welsh for carrot.
Yeah, but the guy with snot is still aptly probably more qualified to be president than Trump is, or Betty to be.
At least he probably knows what people
Secretary
want.
Of Education.
So, on a side note,
at this point, you guys could have elected it just like a celery stalk, and it would.
I think GCAT could have done a better job.
Here, I got some outside information regarding the subject matter of the post or of the Hangout. Luca Pig is apparently talking to G-Man as we speak.
Oh, is he trying to do the thing we talked about?
Well, G-Man is very interested in who was behind the GDC banner, muting him and since that person happens to be me, I'm asking everyone in here if I give Look a Pig the Hangout link.
You can give Look a Pig the Hangout link.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, bring Look a Pig.
I thought I'd ask because sometimes people,
No, you can bring. Yeah, you can, sure.
Look a Pig, and it is Look.
Worst case scenario would be he'd add G-Man to the Hangout, and G-Man can't join without unblocking me. So
people actually went to Google to test this out. I wasn't kidding, was I? Type in moron, go to image. It's all Trump.
Apparently, Look a Pig said it was my sock account, so that's fine. But
the brand account is your sock account? What?
No, my brand account is not my. I have other accounts. I'm not,
so do I.
I'm not totally without.
Yeah, no, I have. The reason why I have brand accounts was originally because the flat earthers just timing me out all the freaking time. And I just kind of kept some of them, but they all have my name in it for the most part, except for like STD Kane and stuff. Everybody knows all my socks. But I mean, I like going to like Eric's thing, and his moderators will time me out every time I correct him. I get timed out, so I got to come in on a sock. It happens. We all do it. What the hell?
Right.
I don't. I just play the game of how long before I get blocked, then just move on with my life.
Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah, but
it's kind of like I broke a fucking record with Ronnie the other day, though. Ronnie had a hangout where it was, I don't know, explain evolution to me or something like that. And I typed one question, a statement and a question into the live chat. First thing, I was one of the first viewers on his channel, first person to comment, blocked, deleted comment. All I said was, if you're going to ask about evolution, it would be best if you understood what evolution was first. Do you know what evolution refers to? Nope, blocked.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. I have a new implementation of a policy I've kind of gone by in the last couple of days that I think was great. I've learned that it takes 10 times the amount of effort to refute a straw man than it does an actual argument. If I ask somebody like that question, can you tell me what evolution is, and they don't know, I'm not going to engage with them any longer, or things like that nature.
Well, and to that point, you're not disagreeing with them; it's you're educating them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say I'm
and you kind of have to drive home that point.
But I mean, like the other day, if you guys watched, I was on Atheist Edge, and we had a great discussion with Jim and TJ and Courtney. And Courtney, by the way, I found out has an education in psychology, so she was actually on board with what I was saying. And she wants to know more. She thinks I put forth a very good argument. And, there was somebody that was just straw manning me left and right, and even came into my webpage and straw manning left and right. And I finally got to tell him, look, I'm not spending hours on end correcting your mistakes of my argument, right? If you want to attack my argument, go for it. But everything you've said is nothing that I stand for, nothing I believe, nothing I've said. And I'm like, it takes 10 times the amount of effort to refute this. So I just don't bother with that stuff anymore. If you want to refute something I put forth, that's fine. But if you want to refute something that I haven't put forth, why bother? And if they don't know about evolution, then they're not refuting what I'm putting forth, what I believe about evolution, right?
Right.
Hey, Piggy.
It's kind of like the analogy that I always used was, if you have a kid, you know that it takes a lot longer to clean up their mess than it does for them to make it.
Oh, ain't that the truth?
Yeah.
It's a lot easier to teach them not to make a mess the first time.
Half a second, and man, they can make.
Yeah, but you're not allowed to hit your kids anymore. So
anymore, I didn't know you ever word.
No, you know what? Make a mess.
It was outlawed when I was in grade 10 in Saskatchewan.
If my kids make a mess of my living room, I'm gonna make a mess of their bedroom.
You know what I found out? I never spanked my child like actually spank. I gave her a little whack on the butt, but it was more very a light tap. And I tell you, the psychological thing is a hell of a lot worse than any pain because she was.
You want to know something? My grandmother. Speaking of psychological abuse, my grandmother used to make me pick my Switch, and if it wasn't good, she would go pick one that was better.
Yeah, I don't believe in using a Switch.
My grandma used a wooden spoon. You lucky fucker.
No,
hey, but what we do nowadays is we'll sit like my niece and my nephews down on the chair when they done something wrong. And we tell them that they can get up, and when they can explain to us why it was what they did was justified. So they have to sit there and they have to think through why what they did was actually the appropriate thing. And if they can't think of one, they have to acknowledge that, yeah, it was the bad thing to do. They should not have done it. Then they get an additional discipline, but they get off the chair sooner.
I have a message.
Yeah.
From the man of G.
Dun dun dun.
So he said that he's not coming on this channel anymore.
I didn't
He's
ever
very
ask him.
mad
Come
at-
on, wait. Hang on. Let's one step at a time.
I asked him. Like,
Yeah, nobody ever
I
asked
sent
him
him the link claiming that you were going after him. You see,
I'm not going after him.
I know. I said he called you out. That's
I'm
all.
not calling him out. Don't put words in my mouth.
I'm not. It was my words.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't give it. Why do I would prefer they don't come on this channel. Why would I care? I don't understand.
I just seen the topic of the video, so I relight it.
I don't understand this reason. It's like, oh, I'm not going on your channel. First of all, I've denounced him to no end. I do not want a racist, or sorry, not racist, sexist.
He's both. Come on, he is racist.
No, he's not racist. No, G-Man is not racist at all. I mean, G-Man fights against
You
racism.
can appropriately say that he is racist in
He
some
said I was
regard,
okay with
considering that
talking
he
about
is
it.
a walking
Look at
embodiment
Pig,
of
racist
every
and above.
negative racial stereotype of a black person.
Okay, that's a different thing. But you guys are three people talking. So hang on. But he is sexist. Let's just put it out there. He is
Speaking
very,
of the
very
sexism
And homophobic.
he's
And
doubling
homophobic,
down
yes,
on it.
that's it.
He said
And
he's not
transphobic.
doubling down, but
And
he's
transphobic.
still going with it.
And nationalistic.
Okay, we get the picture, Nicola.
Let
Okay,
Look at Pig deliver his message.
Yeah, go
This
ahead,
is important. He's watching. All right. So he's doubling down on the scientist smell thing. All right. He's saying it's like saying, a woman who has babies, a woman's made to have babies. So it's essentially saying the same thing.
Yeah. Well, fuck him.
Yeah.
Wait,
But anyway.
what?
Yeah, a woman's made to be babies, and so she shouldn't
must
be
go
in
in
the
the
laboratory.
kitchen
She should
and
be in the kitchen making man food.
And Jungle Dragon says you can't make babies.
I mean, if you could theoretically implant an artificial womb inside of a man and have him give birth that way.
Well,
I would
that's
support that.
fascinating.
There, right? I mean, does he not understand how these words come across when you say things like, a woman should be in the kitchen making a sandwich, or just be popping out kids? I mean, is he that? How can anybody be that level of fucking incompetent and that level of not being self-aware? How that comes across?
He also
Because their parents were like that, their parents' parents were like that, and on and on. So they grew up around that, and they view it as correct.
All right, what else, Look a Pig?
So he also says he will no longer be coming on this channel because of the Aaron Ra thing. He's very consistent on who the Great Debate community was at that time,
I don't
which
know.
I told him it was a sock account of bulls. I said it was the sock account, so I did not lie to him. I made
Yeah,
sure
that's
not
true.
to lie to him.
No, you did right. Sure.
I then we talked. He then started to go on about B17 and how it's the cure to cancer, and he claimed that you guys made him a laughingstock and that he will not be coming on.
Wait.
Here's the
I just want
laughingstock.
to clarify this. He made himself a laughingstock.
That he even acknowledges that he was a laughingstock, I think, is a bit of a, I don't know, a step in the right direction for him.
Let me
first
just
step
say-
is accepting it.
Let me just say, G-Man, if there's any chance G-Man sees this, maybe if you didn't say stupid shit, people wouldn't laugh at you.
Yeah, maybe if you didn't Google how to tell your cat male, people wouldn't think you're an idiot.
What? He couldn't tell
He
that.
had to Google that.
Apparently,
and
he
in
didn't
turn,
know how
he
to
did a Google
tell.
search.
You can almost tell a cat. I mean, it's pretty easy to tell most male cats. I have 4 cats
Does
outside
it have
right now.
testicles?
You can go out. Well, I mean, obviously you can tell that way too.
That's the
But
question
you don't even have to go
number
that far. There are distinct characteristics that most males have, like a tabby cat. You like the M? That's only on males, if I'm not mistaken. But
No, it didn't even occur to that dumbass to pick his cat up
Look
and
at the
check if it
testicles.
had nuts.
Or look for the
Just look-
penis or
Yeah,
the nuts.
just look
Yeah.
for the shaft. Yeah.
yeah,
To
you
be
can.
fair,
Yeah, I've had a lot of
kittens,
cats. I've had a
however,
lot of
are very
dogs.
hard to tell.
Now I gotta admit, sometimes it's, when they're first born, it may not be that easy, but you could still tell. I mean, you have an experience with it, but the average person may not be able to know.
All right, G-Man, if you are watching, make sure to send me a message on Skype to make sure I got everything correct.
Yo,
And-
I guess
and
tabbies
then-
are male and female. See, I thought tabby markings was only on the male.
And I have a message from
Maybe it's
from
the coloring.
from
I think
Tyler Durden in the live chat for Look a Pig. You're a masochist, and he's gonna stick with wax and leather because you gave Look a Pig your Skype info. That makes you worse.
Nice.
You're freaking nuts.
G-Man, my
maybe,
Skype info? Oh, I love it, man. I had a 30-minute conversation, and I'm still trying to process it.
maybe it was the colors. I don't know if it's tabby markings.
Was
or
it
the
a conversation
colors
where you
on the
screamed
males.
at?
I was not screamed at. He was nice. He wasn't yelling. You know, he was
But
calm.
here's the thing, Wikipedia. Nobody gives a shit if he comes on this channel. The only reason he was invited on because Aaron wanted to talk to him and he wasn't available the first time. And I was like, "Hey, G-Man, we're having an after show hangout. Why don't you come kick it with us? We're just chilling." That's exactly what I said. We're chilling with Aaron. Why don't you come?
Well,
and then he just came in hot and heavy, thinking he's going to have a rational discussion, and he just said the stupidest things. What are you going to do?
I said, G-Man, Steve is calling you out right now.
I'm not calling him out.
He's
well,
no, I'm
it's
calling
from the
him.
title. It's from the title, you know.
I don't like those.
It don't matter.
It don't matter. You have to understand the level of his inept understanding of things like a pig. He's going to take that as, oh, look, Steve called me out, and now this is this. I'm not calling him out. You have
to be fair, he doesn't know what calling someone out means.
Think of how something appears to a 3-year-old. That's how G-Man understands.
So G-Man calling him out is like
so that's why he didn't understand Bust a Nut.
Right, exactly. Thank you. Same thing.
There you go. That's why
Fiona
had to explain it.
He doesn't get
a
it.
nutcracker.
Exactly.
Yeah, he still doesn't understand Bust a Nut.
He still doesn't understand Bust a Nut. No.
Well,
I
to be fair,
don't
I think at
understand
this
why
point
he can't
he does
understand
understand it because
even
he's changed the story 3 times. Where now apparently it's about his shitty ass music video that he
I thought it was a baseball bat.
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh no, you see, they're saying the baseball bat is sexual."
What?
No, that
nothing to do
is
with
inconsistent with your last 2 videos complaining about
Busting a nut is a sexual euphemism that is out there. It means to
Which he
ejaculate.
changed it to bust a
kid.
drag nut in her wife, right? That's what the original was.
That was what the original was, and then he changed it to like, I'm involving someone's wife, and he thought that's what was objectionable about it. So he changed it to, I'm going to bust a dragnet all over your doctrines. So, great, you're going to come all over the Bible. That's
weird.
I'm just,
I understand
G-Man,
the Bible,
G-Man,
but not busting a nut on it.
If G-Man sees this, I have an offer. I will teach you sex ed. Okay, G-Man? I will sit down and I will explain to you every euphemism I know. Okay, G-Man?
That's probably a lot of them.
I should do it.
You would have to start with first explain to him what a euphemism is, and then explain to him how you would spell that.
I'll explain to you slang.
These are the people that think the small intestines produce urine. Okay, they don't understand much about sex education. Okay.
What?
I read something. Yeah, no. Who posted it? Somebody posted something on it, and I couldn't fucking believe it. That they're like saying in the comment.
It was on drag. It might have been on my channel.
It was a post. No, I read a post, but it was like it literally has said the small intestines produce urine or pee-pee, and the big intestines produce poo-poo. And I'm like, are you fucking retarded?
Pee-pee?
Yeah.
You can't say urine.
Oh yeah, your bod posted it.
Abad said it was him that posted it. Yeah.
I don't know who the person was that said it, but I'm like this. I think it was on G-Man's channel.
Abad holy shit, reiterated it. That was a bad thing.
I was like, I was like, this has got to be a joke. This is just no.
Poo-poo and pee-pee.
I was like, nobody thinks that.
Yeah, don't you love it when like somebody presents something online that could be refuted with an episode of the Magic School Bus?
Yeah, man. Honestly, that one colon episode where they went through Arnold's colon.
God.
Or Schoolhouse Rock is even better. Like, hey,
man.
Conjunction with your function, buddy.
Dinosaur rock and roll.
At any time.
Man, I feel like.
Yeah, matter of fact, somebody's right. The small intestines take up the fluids. Matter of fact, I've had what's called a polyethylene glycol, I think it was called, and what it does is it actually causes water to actually be intaked by the small intestines quite a bit, and it produces
among other nutrients.
Among other nutrients, and the resulting effects,
which is what keeps
it's not pee-pee.
alive.
It's definitely not pee-pee. Not polyethylene glycol. What is it? What is it called?
Propylene glycol.
Propylene glycol, I think it's called.
Yeah, propylene glycol is the one that you can actually ingest.
Yeah, it's propylene glycol. Yeah,
you
have like 4 liters of it.
Anything with ethylene glycol is poison.
Yeah, it wasn't polyethylene glycol. That's what you put in your car.
By the way, propylene is my favorite word because it's fun to say.
But have you ever tried drinking 4 liters? I mean, 4 liters of propylene glycol at a go. Not easy to do.
And then you gotta wait
Oh, you don't have to wait very long.
Well, no, but then you're shitting for 4 hours.
Oh, let me tell you, it's horrific. It's fucking horrific. I guess you've experienced the fun of propylene glycol?
Yes, I've had my camera debut, Steve. So yeah.
Yeah, it's a fun thing. I highly recommend to anybody. Go drink 4 liters of propylene glycol and let me know how that turns out for you. But it has nothing to do with pee.
My father only inserted sticks up my butt and squirted water in my colon.
Yeah, well,
that's way more information than I needed.
Here I was thinking my Seder joke earlier was bad.
Yeah.
But I mean, seriously, we're on that level of fucking stupid where people think the small intestines is what part of the urinary tract.
I mean, they think the earth is flat and 6,000 years old. It's only the next step to the colon.
I guess, well, that's where their head is at.
Wonder if we can convince them the pancreas separates.
Shit. Look a pig. Whoa.
Hello.
Hey, when this little piggy went to the store, this little piggy made his mom a whore. I don't know.
Hey, what happens in my room stays in my room. Thank you.
I mean, so anyways, the takeaway, I'll keep this open for a little while longer, but I mean, the takeaway, do you guys agree that that basically, I don't like watching G-Man stuff. I just don't. I don't know why I watched this one. But I mean, do you guys have anything to add to the takeaway?
I think we should just stop platforming him at this point.
Yeah.
Like
he doesn't even want to be on this platform, so just stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Let him vanish into his own stupidity.
To be fair, too, Steve, you also kind of made a post where you were saying that you wanted to blackball him due to his recent rant about Scientist Mel.
I said denounce him. He's not welcome on. Yeah, he's not welcome on my channel.
Good. I don't want him here.
Yeah, he's not welcome on my channel. I've made that public. I stand by that.
And like, as far as anybody else go ahead and make your responses to him. But that's fine. But I don't honestly think you should give him the views. If you can help it, don't give him the views at all.
But the problem again goes back to the efficacy issues. And by the way, there's somebody who really has a problem with that word. I don't have a problem with that word. If you go to Google Scholar, type in efficacy, you'll find numerous research papers with the word efficacy in it. So I'm not arguing that point anymore.
The main word that comes up for me is ethicality. Otherwise,
no. You type it. First of all, type the word with parentheses in it, and it comes up better. But go to Google Scholar and type in efficacy. If you just type in efficacy in Google, you're not going to find much unless you put it in parentheses.
No offense, Steve. No offense, but nobody cares.
Yeah, it's a dumb hill to die on, right? It's an actual word. I've used it for years. I've used it in business. It's just not a common word. It's a very archaic use of a word, and you have to go back to like Encyclopedia Britannica 1800. But it is a word.
Steve likes old words.
I like old words.
He's an old man.
Yeah, exactly.
He's Billy Connolly.
I know what a credit card machine is. You guys don't even remember that shit. So.
Hey, I have a payphone 3 blocks from my house.
Yeah.
Credit card machine. Can you please explain to me what this is?
Hang on one second. If somebody doesn't watch G-Man stuff, then how do you refute the misinformation he's putting out? Right? Is that a time clock?
Why are you?
You turn on children's programming. Yeah, that's how you refute it.
Polypropylene.
A time clock, I know what it is.
Yeah,
I've had a time. Like the stuff that G-Man proposes, to refute it, you just require common knowledge at this point. He says cancer isn't bad for you. Yes, it is.
He says he actually says cancer isn't bad for you? Wait.
Yeah, people don't die from cancer.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's a different thing, though, I think.
He's claiming that by changing your diet and taking B17, it will cure your cancer. I even try to put him on the track of nanotechnology and the little type nano origami bots that they're making, self-chemistry to attack cancer. I'm trying to put him on that track at least.
By the way, lady, no, I wasn't old enough for that. That was back in the early 70s or 60s, I think. By the way,
I don't know why
the charge plates.
This is the reason why Max Gerson lost his medical license and had to go to Mexico.
Can somebody share this? Because I found something with the word efficacy in it that's...
Crow Mini Clown says he cannot wait for G-Man's take on AIDS.
Oh, God.
Do you imagine that?
No, I know what his take is on it is. He thinks it's a disease of homosexuality. He thinks literally.
No, he's gone both ways about it. He thinks that it, like he says, it only affects gay people. And people pointed out to him that it largely afflicts African Americans as well as it largely affects Africans in general. And then he went into this government conspiracy.
Well, who was it? Jesus Saves, I Live Jesus. Where the guy's Carlos' name was. He actually advocated that HIV was spontaneously generated during the act of copulation between two males. Yeah, I mean, literally, that's what he believed.
Was it? Yeah, it wasn't HIV. It was STDs.
Well, okay, STDs, you're right. STDs in general.
The second penis touch asshole.
Spontaneously created.
Yeah.
How do you get that was
like literally 2 sentences after he was talking about how abiogenesis was impossible because he confused abiogenesis with spontaneous generation.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Look at cancer. It's usually the complications from cancer that kill you. We all agree on that. But it's the same thing. I used to make the joke. Earthquakes don't kill people. Shit falling on you does, and it's a joke. But the primary cause of death is because of the earthquake. We say earthquakes kill people. We don't go out and say, "Oh, look, 5,000 people died from things falling on them." Right? We say 5,000 people died during an earthquake because that's the primary cause. And if I'm not mistaken, from what I've asked around on this and what RSC and other actual medical professionals say, Mithridates included, they list the primary cause of death, and the primary cause is complications due to cancer. The cancer is said to be the root reason why somebody died.
Right. And you don't say people died because of smoke inhalation if they died in a fire in a building.
Right. The fire is the primary cause.
Right.
Now, I have a question for you guys. Which one would kill me? Would it be the mercury for the syphilis, or would it be complications by the syphilis?
Well, syphilis, I thought, doesn't that cause your brain to become like Swiss cheese?
Yeah, you fucking start hallucinating. It's the ultimate drug.
Swiss cheese. Do you mean like actual holes start forming in your brain, or do you mean just like you're fucking stupid?
Yeah. No, not charge plates. Charge plates. Somebody had asked about charge plates. If I remember them, they were like pre-credit card stuff, if I remember correctly. But no, that was before my time. I was born in 1970. I'm not that old.
Jesus,
don't make me older than I am.
Your life is half over.
More than. Thank you, though.
Please quit reminding us how old we are.
I'm 19, motherfuckers. So I'm gonna,
Yeah,
your face.
I'm 19 too.
And by the way, after you hit 25, your penis goes half its size. Look forward to that.
Nah.
Or is that just me?
Nah, man.
That's only a juice.
I can't handle that. My dick is already tiny, Steve.
Okay.
Maybe you should have avoided that breast.
Yeah, you know what? I would have liked to keep that little micro-millimeter that I would have had that was chopped off when I was a baby, I guess.
Millimeter Peter.
Yeah. Every little bit helps. Whatever.
Wait, did Steve just confirm he's circumcised?
Oh, dude, my mom's Jewish. What do you think?
Yeah, true.
Also, he lives in North
does it take a leap of reasoning to figure that one out?
Wait a minute. Don't the Jews give the don't the Jews?
This isn't the first time he said he's Jew. He's a cultural Jew. It's not like it's the first time it's come up.
Wait, Steve, don't the Jews give their
at age 13
their foreskins to someone?
No.
I heard that there's like a party.
Well, I don't know. It might be. That wasn't in my case. I was circumcised in Cedars-Sinai Hospital in Hollywood.
Yeah, I was circumcised in Penrose.
Oh, and in Hollywood. Jesus fucking
I was never circumcised.
Yeah.
That's good because it's really no reason to do it.
Hey,
yeah. Jews have it done like at the age of like 13 or 14.
No. I actually went to school with somebody who did get it done when we were in grade school. Not recommended.
I'm sure he was
horrified
for the rest of his life.
I think it physically.
He either had something medically wrong with him, or he was Muslim.
No, I think his family converted Jew. I don't know what the hell the reasoning was, but I just know that he was just not a happy camper for several weeks.
Which religion does it at the age of 13? I thought it was Judaism.
It's Orthodox. It's Orthodox.
Okay.
Because Orthodox Jew has like all kind they have a very rigid schedule.
I noticed we do talk about penis a lot in this channel. I don't know why.
Especially
I'm a satyr, man. It just comes with being me.
Whatever.
We are
known. It happens when I'm on, and I don't understand why. I was even trying to be trollish.
I mean,
how do you go from G-man to penis?
Half of the people in this room are 19.
Yeah, more than half
are like actual
we
adults.
Outnumber you, motherfuckers.
No, you don't. There's 6 people.
Yeah, and I know David's about my age. He's got to be pushing 45 or so.
I'm 40. I'm going to pushing 46 actually this year. I was born in 72.
You're old people.
Yo,
Steve, did you see me
Does that
compare
make you the
old-
ambassador then?
Steve,
Yeah, you're the
gateway.
liaison, Nicola.
Steve, did you see me compare you to old man Billy Connolly?
Everybody does that. That's nothing new.
You have his hair, dude. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's getting longer too. I didn't even realize how long it's gotten. I blow dry it, but
It's like an amazing waterfall.
Well, for example, like I'm shirtless right now. That's why I'm not on camera. I'm doing the back thing. I want to be
Turn that camera on, Steve.
No, but it's hot in here, and so it really is warm. They have
Yeah, it's getting hot in here too.
Yeah, because it's cold outside, though. They have the heater on here, and it fortunately gets too hot. So I took my shirt off, and I actually feel the hair halfway down my back. It's actually a lot longer than I realized because I usually wear a shirt, but now it's like I'm not wearing a shirt, and I blew dry my hair straight, and so now feels like it's very fucking long.
It is very fucking long. It's a silver waterfall, my man.
I'll turn off for a second. Can you guys?
I can see your fingers, I think.
Yeah. I'll turn on
Turn on a light. There you go.
Well, even with the light, it doesn't.
Oh.
Okay.
Jesus fucking Christ, Steve.
Can you see how long my hair is? I can actually eat it. It's actually way down past my shoulders. So when I say it's going down my back, it's actually literally going down my back, and so
you have beautiful shoulders, Steve.
I do. I've been working out. You guys want? I mean, seriously, I'm not gonna lie.
Are you in a pissing contest with Ronnie now?
Yeah, I can weight lift at least 10-pounders. Yeah. Seriously, good stuff.
No, more than Ronnie's
I do curls because I don't. Because of my back, but I can do curls pretty well. So I've been doing a lot of curls, and actually, I've lost like 4 more pounds, and so I'm getting a lot more definition on my arm than I had before. Because now that I'm even losing weight and gaining muscle mass, you can actually get definition. So I don't look like a scrawny kid like I used to be growing up. I put on weight in the Navy. I put on like 20 some odd pounds, like 20.
I've been trying to gain as much weight as I can so I have a heart attack and it's not suicide.
What's that?
I mean, that's just premeditated suicide, man. Premeditated causal death.
Oh yeah, Ronnie has much nicer hair than me.
I'm pretty sure all suicides are premeditated.
Think about it this way: what you're doing is essentially like just making it a second-hand suicide, like hiring a hitman to kill yourself.
Hey,
which in turn would also be premeditated.
Well, according to some, all you need is sunlight and oxygen.
I mean, pig. If you want, when you really get fat, I have a dog and I can train him to sick fat people.
Oh yeah, I'm already really fat, dude. I'm at 360 myself.
I'm only at 270. What? How are you bigger than me?
I've been at a young age. I got kicked out of school, so I've just been sitting on my ass playing video games since the grade of 5.
Huh?
Like the 5th grade, yeah.
Were you homeschooled?
Yeah. I threw a plate. I threw an entire tray. I missed the kid who I was throwing the tray at, and it hit the principal's wife in the head.
I don't believe you anymore. I feel like you're trolling me.
No, I'm being dead serious.
I would like you to put your mother on the mic.
I would tell her, but I don't want her to know about you guys. That's the thing.
I don't blame you.
I'm ashamed of you.
No, put your mother on the mic. I totally won't go full satyr on her.
I think my mom knows.
Go full G.
I think my mom knows who you guys are.
Hey, Max, I want to speak to your mom, man. We can convert her to, science.
Yeah, the guy bleeding like a shit.
I talked to my mom a couple weeks ago about flat Earth, and she actually was like, "No, there's no people out there to believe that, Steve." I'm like, "Mom, you don't understand this. There's a whole movement out there about flat Earth," and she's like, "No, there's not." She just in willful denial. It was clear.
Why is everyone dropping out?
Phone quake.
Okay, I thought I added the wrong geek.
Nicola had to leave because he had to work in the morning. Like
I work right now.
Like
I'm at
people.
work.
Max, no one cares about you and your job, okay?
Yeah, I don't even care about me and my job.
So my mother's been yelling about me because I haven't left my room in 3 weeks.
That's probably not good for you.
I just
How
want
do you
to
shower?
I don't.
No, that's not good for you.
I shower every
That's how you get skin.
That's the only time I go out of this room is to shower and to eat. Then I go back in.
I that's my favorite. One of my favorite things. I just love standing under running water. It's just the most relaxing thing.
I got a Galaxy Note 8 and it's amazing, dude. Like I do that with my phone, and I'll watch YouTube videos. You know, you have no idea how many hours I spent watching your show naked.
You know what? I don't doubt that. Thank you, though. I bet
So
I wonder
that would
how
be-
many people do watch like the non sequitur show and
Jeez.
when I put out naked. I'm gonna have people do. I mean, will you guys admit it if you did? I mean, he does.
I just did.
I don't
say non sequitur again.
What's that? I'm sorry. What? Matt?
Say non sequitur again.
Non sequitur.
Okay, that was better. The first time you said non sequitur, the S was so loud it hurt my ears.
Are you making fun of me because I have a speech impediment? Because that's not cool, man.
No, it was.
I mean, that's not cool, Max. I mean,
that's also something.
I went through a lot of speech therapy to even get where I'm at, and here you are just attacking me, and you're berating me. No, whatever.
Okay,
Hey, Steve, I have the
speaking of
same
non
problem.
sequitur.
Yeah, what about it? Oh, Flat Earth Wednesday, non sequitur. Don't forget.
No, but I got.
Lovely. How is it? Can you tell us about it? I heard it's really good. Is it decent quality and came out well?
Yeah, it did. It was, it's.
Look at that. He got
shit, David.
Why the fuck would you buy that, David?
It's fucking hilarious. That's why.
Because it's the pine trees don't produce elephant shirt.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Oh,
Now, I regret we didn't put the www.nonsequitur.com on the back. On the new line we're coming out with, it's going to have that, and we're also going to do a lot more non sequitur stuff because people can look at that and it doesn't even have to make sense as far as the Ken Hovind thing. It just works because it's a complete non sequitur, and that's why it works. But we have a couple things that we're brainstorming, and we're going to be putting it out. And we are getting I think we're going to get an LLC.
I've been brainstorming, and I have to say, I'm excited for the next episode to prove it. Plug.
Okay.
Oh,
but we also did. You guys saw that we have Matt Dillahunty next month, right?
Matt Dillon.
Yeah.
Why do I keep hearing that name? Who is that?
He's
How do you not know who Matt Dillahunty is?
Never heard of
He
him.
debated.
You know who Aaron Raw is, right?
Yes.
Okay, so
Matt
Aaron
Dillahunty.
Raw and Matt Dillahunty are like friends, basically.
Okay.
And Matt Dillahunty kind of does the atheist experience, basically.
Right. Yeah, I think we're gonna pit him up against Inspiring Philosophy.
And so Matt Dillahunty takes in phone calls, and he's had phone call interactions with G-Man because G-Man's called into it.
Go figure.
And running.
So that was that was one of the main reasons Aaron wanted to meet and talk to G-Man and remember the conversation. And I think he's had a conversation he'll never forget.
Yeah, well, Aaron will not forget that conversation.
No, he won't. And so him and Matt now have something new to talk about.
Yeah, I'm sure that's going to come up a few times. And like I said, we had nothing to do with that as far. G-Man thinks that was all planned and staged, and I'm like thinking, Jesus Christ, dude, I am not that creative.
No,
that was David. You're the host that night. Was any of that shit planned?
Fuck no. I was ready to kick him out.
It was. David's messaged me on Facebook going, can I just get rid of G-Man? People want to talk to Aaron. And I'm like, fuck no, don't you dare. I was like, this is comedy gold. I was like, Aaron wants you to talk to him. And I'm like, this is him. What are you supposed to do? I was like, don't dump him. That would just be
out. Aaron wants to talk to him. Like,
think about that. How much comedy gold came out of that, Dave?
Oh, once you said it was comedy gold, because up to that point I was pissed at G-Man.
I know, but you see, I know what you're thinking. I didn't fault you for it. You thought Aaron was going to get upset and leave or be pissed off about it, and I had to assure you, no, Aaron is enjoying the fuck out of this. Trust me.
Because I was like, this is totally railroaded what was supposed to be a
Aaron loved it. He was like
relaxing after show, and it was like,
yeah. Well, that's where it's supposed to been, and that's why I invited G. But holy shit, was I wrong on that one?
Yeah.
Wait, Steve, I refuse to believe that's the actual reason you invited G-Man because it was supposed to be relaxing. Are you kidding me?
Well, I mean, it was it was an after show. I just wanted him to come chill. I can send you what I sent him.
The after show was supposed to be chill because that's the point of after shows. But
but you invited G-Man.
Well, I mean, G-Man can have a normal conversation. Matter of fact, I've been fostering that. I've been working with him during the time to try to get him to rebrand himself a little bit as somebody who's not so freaking ridiculously over the top.
Anyway,
This is
I've been
flipping
doing that too.
hilarious.
I've been, hinting G-Man ideas like, it's not B17, the cure of cancer. It's actually, nanotechnology, things like that, but it just doesn't go through.
Oh,
Now,
I got to
this
announce
is-
this, by the way. We're having Holy Hoax on Sunday on the Non Sequitur show. So we have Flat Out on Wednesday, and then on Saturday, March 17th at 6:30 Eastern, we have Inspiring Philosophy and Goddess Engineer, and they're going to be talking about the historicity of Jesus. How cool is that? That's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
We got some
By
big
the
shows,
way,
man. Big shows.
I'm looking at these at the shows we have on this channel right here,
Mhm.
and I'm looking at some of the most popular ones. Guess what? They're the after hangouts where G-Man shows up.
Yeah, no, I know that. And look at this is kind of a catch-all channel, right? The Great Debate Community channel is like for whatever the fuck you want to use it for. I don't care really.
Right.
And I don't expect it to ever get really huge. This is kind of our own private little corner thing, right? This is not some channel that's going to get big on YouTube. Let's be realistic. But that video got popular. Not gonna lie.
Well, it's the most popular one on the channel by far. Like everyone else has got like 300, 400. I mean, even the one like where Tyler was on talking to Max has got 463 views. That's an average example.
P.S.
But then G-Man's especially the one we're talking about, Elephants and Pine Trees, 6,000 views, and that was a week ago.
P.S. G-Man told me that he would debate the popularity of Aaron Ra. That the only reason why he thinks Aaron Ra is more popular than him is the fact that he was going to run for office.
No, the reason why he's popular is he puts out awesome shit on his phylogeny stuff. He's falsehood foundational falsehoods of creationism, which is just brilliant. And he's charismatic. I mean, there's a lot of factors why Arn is popular. He's very charismatic. So now, again, I mean, I'm the first person to admit I don't agree with Arn and everything. We've had our altercations. He even admitted the other day, we had a Twitter fight, and then he kind of gave a little bit of apology because, he thinks that maybe, it got a little out of hand, and he realizes that I'm not somebody who's trolling him, and I'm not using philosophy as a weapon, and we get along great. But he puts his channel is awesome. That's why he has a lot of things. Why take that away from him?
I got a quick question, Dave. Were you referring to me when you said Max?
No, different Max.
Jesus Christ, can you be clear?
No. There's a Christian by the name of Max. Steve, you could probably clear this up a little bit. I forget his like. There's a couple of Christians. I don't know the Christians so well, but he's part of the Great Debate Community too, and he's a Christian. And
okay.
And of course, Tyler Durden is a Satanist, so it was an interesting conversation, and he went full psychodrama on him, and it was quite interesting. So,
what are you talking about? You talking about Ganesh?
No, I'm talking about Max, Max. The after show of Antonio Fletcher. With Shannon Q and Antonio Fletcher.
Oh, okay.
So Tyler Durden.
I thought you were talking about G-Man going off on Ganesh. That was fucking hilarious.
That was.
Yeah, he's like, I just got here. I was like, poor Ganesh. He's like, he doesn't even know who he is. He's going off on Ganesh, and I was like, wow, that's pretty funny actually. I'm a bad man for laughing at this because Ganesh is like so mellow.
Yeah, he is. He's like, are you a Satanist or no? I'm sorry, I'm getting people confused now. G-Man's like, are you a Christian or an atheist? He's like, neither.
Hey,
like, what else is there to be, basically?
Hey, Ganesh, you can't answer a direct question, can you, bitch?
Probably I can, but I mean, he has to listen, so that's not going to happen.
He's like, Ganesh is answering the best. He's answering correctly. Neither is
Ganesh. It's good to hear you again. You were in there in the after show with G-Man.
Oh yeah,
right?
Yeah.
You were the one who was like, he kept asking if you were a Christian, and since you weren't, that he's like, I'm not going to talk to you. By the way, which makes me really hate him when he does that. I swear.
Damn you, Ganesh. Damn you.
Dude, I mean, honestly, I'd still like to have a conversation with him, but two things. One, I don't think he's ever going to listen. Two, he has blocked me, so I don't know how to get in touch with him.
The guy said, "I'll start to listen to you as soon as you shut up." It's like, okay, well then you're not listening. I I don't get that.
I'll start to listen.
Stop talking so he can listen to you. Okay.
Yeah, the problem is like, I answered him. I don't care what.
Okay. Okay. Stop, Ganesh. Go.
Yeah. So I answered him. I don't care what the Bible says, and he went up on me. I was like, dude, why should I care?
Yeah, and that's fine. That's a fine response. You don't have to care.
Ganesh,
Max, go ahead.
Okay, I was just gonna say that what G-Man said, or like, I'll listen to you when you shut up. That's a complete non sequitur. Go subscribe.
Max, you said G-Man and he messaged me. Quit.
Wait, what?
You said G-Man and he messaged me as soon as you said
G-Man messaged you?
Yeah. I just got done talking to him for 30 minutes about the show, okay?
Again?
Yeah.
Why?
I'm scared.
Why would you be scared? He's G-Man. No reason to be scared of him.
Because it hurts my brain.
Oh,
you never know how crazy
it hurts your brain too. It's like getting punched in the face, but it's not that bad. There's a good type of hurts my brain. There's a bad type of hurts my brain. Like what David was talking about, what he does for a job, and that was like the good type of goes right over my head. But what G-Man does, it's like it's retarded. I hate what G-Man does.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't understand his whole point. Like, why does he just want to stick to this particular thing? I don't understand that. Why does he have to? Like,
the fact that he doesn't. The fact that he doesn't understand a goddamn thing really angers me, especially when he flaunts it about like he does.
Well, yeah, but again, I mean, that goes back to the whole ethical concerns. I mean, are we picking on somebody who's obviously mentally deficient and they're getting entertainment value out of it? I do have an ethical concern. I'm not trying to build that up to be more than it is. I think picking on somebody that fundamentally incapable of understanding simple concepts is borderline, picking on a mentally deficient person. And I hate myself for doing it.
It's like the Dumb Fuck of the Year award. What's one of Red's rules is you don't actually nominate somebody who has a known problem, which is why Jungle Jargon never gets nominated, because we know he has had some problem in the past.
Yeah, no, I agree with you there, right? And I try not to pick on Jungle Jargon for that very reason. I know he has said he has a physical thing going on, right? So if somebody says that, look, I have a physical mental deficiency, at that point it's confirmed, and I'm not going to be an asshole. And occasionally I am. Okay, I'm not going to lie. I do. I guess I do pick on Jungle Jargon so much.
Jungle Jargon's a little bit tough to swallow sometimes.
Yeah, it's hard not to. But we all know that he does have a physical mental defect. So.
Does G-Man?
I don't think that's. Yeah, but I don't think that's the problem with G-Man. He is
possible.
It's possible,
yeah,
but
he's just so set in his ways. I think
it's not confirmed with him, though. It's like if he went out and got a diagnosis and said, "Look, I was diagnosed with X, Y, or Z," but he's not going to do that because he doesn't go to doctors.
No, that's the thing, though. He can hold a reasonable and a good conversation in other topics, but when it comes to these particular things, he is so set in his ways that it becomes annoying.
Well, here's the thing, though. Even if he had mental defect, that doesn't stop that what we have to do to put out the counter information to his bullshit, right? I don't think that has any effect on it. This is just a different way of doing it, right? I mean, I don't like, being
Jesus Christ,
people and
stop, Look Pig.
Yeah, your phone's going nuts.
Yeah.
It's Look Pig. He's fucking messaging me on Discord.
But I mean, again, I'm not very insulting toward G-Man. I mean, I just don't. I'm past all that. I mean, we've been.
I mean, dude.
But I'm not going to sit back and idly watch while he demeans a scientist like Mel, and calls her a Nazi or be sexist to her. I don't know how I can idly stand by and not say something to that about that.
He did confirm that she did have a degree, so you can't say that. He said that to me. He said that
she has 4 degrees. She has 2 masters and 2 bachelors.
But he confirmed it with me, though. He confirmed it, so you can't play stupid about that anymore. He said he went on her channel and found out about it.
Okay.
Yeah. So I have a segue here. to my show that I'm doing on Wednesday with Shannon Q. Shannon Q is actually coming to my channel. It's going to be a Prove It Live, and it's kind of interesting that Look a Pig mentioned this. Prove It Live is going to be with Shannon Q off my Discord. And we're going to stream it, and we're going to talk about methods for dealing with conspiracy theorists, and that I think a lot of that will apply to the fundamentalist attitude that seems to be coming from G-Man and these other people, and how to deal with them on a personal level, but also how to refute the information. And it originally started from the flat Earth perspective, but Shannon Q said she didn't want to deal with it from a specific conspiracy. She wanted to deal with methods. So that's how we're going to approach it. And the people there's going to be a couple people like George, I don't even know how to say his last name, Steve. He knows it. And George is going to try to be there. Curved is going to be there. I think it's Curved Water, and then I forget who else was supposed to be there, but there's a couple of people from the Flat Earth debate community that are going to be there. That's why I did it on Discord, because most of them are already on Discord, and Shannon Q is on Discord. So, yeah,
that should be fun. And by the way, not only did G-Man call her a Nazi, he actually said she was worse than Nazis.
Wait, that really all I heard was like that's something Nazis do.
No, he has a few videos, and one of which he said that she's worse than a Nazi. But anyways, I don't want to dwell on the specificities. I'm more concerned about what we do to handle these types of situations, because again, I don't like giving. I won't link back to them. I don't want to give them views. I don't want to give them attention. But at the same time, I don't want to just let this shit go and not address it. Right?
Well, yeah. You debunk the idea.
Right.
You say, well, this person's pushing this idea, and I don't want to link to you. I don't want you to go there, and I want you to view it. Normally I do, but it's such a shitty idea. I'm not doing it in this case.
Right. I mean, look for example, like the Hovind Arn discussion, right? That has over 30,000 views already. And it's only like 3 weeks out. It's going to hit 100,000, no question. So, we're not giving Hovind legitimacy at that point because he looked like a fucking idiot. Let's just be straight up. Nobody thought Kent did very good. Even his own people thought he did horrible for the most part. And by the way, we have a big announcement on that. Hang on, we have a big announcement on that Wednesday. So if you guys want to know more what's going on, please watch the Non Sequitur show on Wednesday. We will be, I think it's doing Wednesday. We will be talking about Hovind and some other things. So it's kind of an important announcement coming up that you may want to be there for. But you guys, that was a good discussion though. I mean, I gotta admit, so people said, there was lack of moderation, but I do have to clarify once again for the people that weren't paying attention. We went into that with the explicit thing that it was not going to be that moderated, and the only time I would step in is when they need to be clarification. And nobody had a problem with that. I think I clarified the questions and I stepped in appropriately because there had to be some moderation, especially when they were over talking and they were just talking past each other. But some people felt that Arn got majority of the time. And that Arn does that, but this is two people having a discussion. This is not a fucking debate. I never said you get equal time,
right?
And not once did somebody say, "Hey, can you give me 5 minutes to make up for the fact he's talked?" I would have done that, but that was up to them to come to us. We have said, I even said at the beginning, I'm taking a passive role on this, and I just want them to kind of talk, and I think that's definitely what Arn understood, and he was fine with it. He had no complaints about it, anything. He loved it. He enjoyed it. He wants to do it again. So I just wanted to throw that out there. I'm not trying to defend anything, but that's the whole thing. I mean, it's just like I don't know how people get this separate narrative when I made it very clear. Even the day before, I made it very clear there'd be very little moderation. But I think Kent got, as Aaron said, Aaron said in the top chat, Aaron Featherfoot, not Aaron, said, Kent was overwhelmed. Kent didn't know what the fuck he was doing. So.
Yeah, on that topic, Aaron should probably, in the next debate, stick to that question he asked in the first one. actually giving him created kinds.
Well, we'll give you guys more details on. I think it's Wednesday.
Yeah.
We're doing an ad hom, and we're also doing the flat Earth thing. So, and we're also going to be in the Geek Room. Don't forget that. Kyle and I are going to be in the Geek Room Friday the 17th. Yeah, and I think we have something else that planned that day too, but I don't know what. What else we got planned that day?
There's a lot going on.
Godless Engineer versus IP is going to be 3:30 Pacific time Saturday, and then on 6 o'clock Saturday or 9 o'clock Eastern, we're going to be on the Geek Room. And by the way, how is the Geek Room so underwatched? Why is G-Man get more reviews in the Geek Room? What the hell is wrong with you people?
I blame Frankie. His breath smells like cat food.
Yeah, I blame Frankie too. We all blame Frankie.
Cat
no, I don't get it. I mean, they put a lot of effort in this show, and it's funny and it's entertaining. I think they need, me on more often to make it more entertaining and funny. But, they put a hell of a lot more entertaining than goddamn G-Man. Oh, Rocket Man got canceled. Yeah, he had O-rings that got leaked or something, and so I don't know if
God damn it, Rocket Man.
Damn it, Rocket Man.
Job, and that was to die.
You had one job, but you failed. You failed at it. You failed to become a second creator in your Amboy. Yeah. To
be fair, though, my breath smells like kibbles and bits.
All right. Anyways, it's getting late, and I don't want to talk loud, so I got to get going here, guys. We're going to end this. I know we have a lot of people watching, but if Dave wants to go to his channel or do something, I don't know. Actually, it's 10 o'clock.
David could just run another Hangout problem solved.
Yeah. Well, if you guys want something to listen to, I don't really whatever. But I have to go. So I'm going to end this one. Gallus Cranium is interviewing Christina Blackfeather April 28th too. Awesome. I like to listen to that. Christina's got pretty good stories. She's pagan and other things, and sweet lady.
Yeah, very sweet lady. I've seen her around a lot. I'm pretty sure she's a nudist, by the way.
She goes skyclad. You ask her nicely.
Yeah.
Each to their own. A little skyclad here and there. But anyways, like I said, I'm enjoying these impromptu type hangouts. I don't have them as often because I've been so busy with getting arrangements for debates. We've got a whole slew of new Christians and atheists and other people that want to have one-on-one discussions. So we're kind of just like matching them together. So in the next couple of weeks, we'll be pitting just brand new people you've never heard before on the Non Sequitur channel together and see how it goes. But two big events. Jeranism is a big event, and then Godless Cranium is a big event, and then obviously we have Matt Dillahunty coming up. So
Wait, we're having Dillahunty on?
Yeah, Inspiring Philosophy versus Matt Dillahunty.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we've got a few bigger names. We just interviewed Nate Dern, if you know who he is. He was the head writer for Funny or Die.
Mm-hmm.
2.4 million subscribers. That nice. Funny or Die has. We had a nice little interview with him. We're people are actually coming to us. We actually get emails from people saying we want to be on your show, and some of them are actually named people. So yeah, I think they're liking the direction of the Non Sequitur show, and they like the fact that you can have civil dialogue, and it's something new, and we'll see how it goes. So you guys going to continue to watch it?
Watch what?
Yeah, watch what?
Sorry.
Exactly. Watch
Non Sequitur show? Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Thank you for buying a shirt on that, Dave. And like I said, we're going to get some more mugs and some other stuff out. And
I got a mug. It just hasn't got here yet. I don't know where.
I will buy a mug.
Yeah, I'm going to probably get a mug myself. Yeah, I'm definitely going to get a mug. No question about that.
I'm going to buy a mug and smash it.
But I want a black mug, so we're going to figure out to put a black mug with something on it with a Non Sequitur.
Well, I kind of had to do it because of the after show. Like, hey, I was involved.
You know what I'm saying? Dude, that thing's going to go down in infamy, dude. Not going to lie. I think that's going to be. Do you read the comments on that video?
I haven't even looked at them.
Every one of them was like, "This is the fucking funniest hangout of all time." Every one of them is like, "This is hilarious." I mean, it's just. I think it's the funniest one I've ever seen.
I think it's hilarious that on this channel it got 6,000 views. And
yeah,
it's like hands above the top.
Can you imagine if that was on like a bigger channel?
Like Aaron,
that would have been like 200,000 views, buddy.
Yeah, well, but tell Aaron to mirror it because it's funny.
Yeah, no, we're gonna do something with Aaron. So don't worry, Aaron is definitely supporting the Non Sequitur show.
Yeah.
So,
well, I actually support my quest to explore.
All right, ask a question, then I gotta go. Then I gotta end this. Which question?
I didn't have a question.
Hey, Look, a pig did.
It was something about Enos. I'll leave it to it.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching this again. I just wanted to do a real quick thing. Take away from G-Man's Hangout. I do stand very much behind Mel and all this. I do very much think that they're putting out misinformation. I do believe they're death peddlers. I hate to say it, but when you're telling people to not get actual treatment because you have gross conceptual errors on your limited amount of understanding of things and you're not properly trained, then you are peddling death. Simple as that. And I think that we should refer to them as death peddlers. I'm not saying go out and do it, call them what you want. I will continue to call G-Man a death peddler until he recognizes that he doesn't know shit about cancer treatment and that he is actually advocating people go out and die rather than get the help they need.
Cyanide.
Good night, guys.
G-Man did that, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, Steve, I don't think I can get in touch with him. So, can we talk a bit offline?
Yeah. You want to talk to me offline?
Yeah.
I want to talk to you offline.
Yeah, and it's not just G-Man. It's Tom. I think Tommy Hall's a death peddler too. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fine.
I'm glad
Thank you
to
guys for
announce
watching.
that
Good
I
night.
just unfriended